Good afternoon, everyone. It's Doc Justin here on our late afternoon walk. So we're going to talk about feeling burnout, because maybe that's the point of the world that we're living in. I was thinking a lot about this last couple of days because I'm talking with a bunch of people, and people are just feeling burnout. They're feeling tired. They're feeling like there's more. So as a homesteader, as someone who went back to the land movement, I understood that I had this 20 years ago. I felt like that, but a lot more, it's catching up to a lot more people now. And it's interesting. So I'm going to address this. We're going to find some solutions. We're going to talk about it. So as modern life, we know it's designed to break you down. Think about it. Think of everything you do. And I'm not meaning this in some poetic, pretty way. Meaning literally. It's literally here to knock you down and to make life more difficult. Just feeling like you're being left behind, or you're falling behind, or just things aren't right, like we were talking about. Like you're just not doing enough. I know when I had the grind, even to this day, sometimes I still feel the stress from the outside world that I'm not doing enough. I feel like you're stuck. A lot of people, a lot of my clients have been telling me they really feel like they're stuck. They just don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. None of this is in your head. It's actually planned this way. You're not crazy. You're not lazy. You're living in a system that's designed to wear people out. You might say, but Doc, we're not farmers. Look at the luxury that we have. We've got video games. We got air conditioning. We got all of this wonderful things. That is, it's the trappings. It's the trappings of luxury. You can still live a absolutely luxurious life and still enjoy a lot of things without all of those crazy trappings. And I'm not saying we need to go Marxist. I'm not saying we need to go anti-capitalist. I'm not saying any of that. We just need to slow down. So today we're going to break down. We're going to talk about why so many of us are feeling this way and what that actually means. So first, let's talk about the system. It's not just one thing. It's this giant web. It's this machine that we live in. It's this machine that you're a cog of. It's a mashup of the corporate greed, the cultural conditioning, things that happened since you were in college, since you were a kid, the social media, all that stuff, government policy, not just DEA, but all the crap. It doesn't matter, left, right, it's all part of the system that's just trying to drag us down. All working together to squeeze the last little productivity out of you. Think about this. We are in some of the most productive times we have ever seen. I don't feel it a lot of times. I mean, it's nice having junk at my fingertips. Don't get me wrong. I like having junk at my fingertips. As a hoarder, I love junk. But it just doesn't feel productive. Talk to my friends with the different jobs they have. And I feel more productive going out to my garden and weeding than they do a week's worth of work. I might feel more productive in a couple hours. They just don't feel productive with things. It's designed that way. It's designed not to fulfill you, but to fulfill the profit margins of the shareholders. And a lot of times, it's just even the shareholders now. It's not even a lot of other things. It's just based off of what this shareholder thinks their value is or how much they need to make on this return. It's going to get crazier too. Now, some of my clients are saying, Doc, I'm having a tough time getting a job. So we rewrite resumes. We go over, we change the wording. And it feels like you're entering the game with a whole new different set of rules. It's interesting. So I haven't applied for a job in years. I think the last time was with the census, and that was really easy to get a job when I worked for the census. But I have other friends, and they're just telling me how hard things are. They're looking at entry-level jobs. And the entry-level jobs want like 5 years experience. Now, that's great if you're older, but it's also really hard if you're switching from one complete job to another type of job. Or if you're young, you don't have 5 years experience. Who has 5 years experience if you're switching jobs or trying something new, or if you're brand new into the workforce? AI, we'll have a whole different conversation about AI in the future, but AI is shaking things up. We don't know what it's going to do. I think that's the point of it right now, is that they might be hyping it up, or they might be not telling us exactly what it can do. Either way, it's there as a disruptor. It's there to give the business owners more control over their employees. Job security, unless you're creating your own job, or you're working for a small little mom and pop, or you know the owners, there's no such thing as job security. If they don't know, if you're just a number to that corporation, they will just replace you. So it goes from Zoom call to out of there, find another job. And then we also have these meetings after meetings after meetings. So I talk to some of my friends that are in the corporate world, and they talk about how crazy, they don't feel like they're doing anything. They just feel like they're mostly in meetings. Just meeting after meeting, and they don't discuss anything. The meeting is to have a meeting, to have a meeting. Now, that's something, I had one job, maybe 1.5 jobs where it was like that, but most of the time in my life, I did hands-on things. So I started off as a steel worker, worked in the rubber factories in Akron where we made rims for trucks. My dad worked there, that's why I worked there. I saw the writing on the wall, how easy you could be replaced with that job. So my grandfather, he got out lucky. He got a good retirement. My uncle eked his way through. My dad, they found ways to boot him out. So I learned at a young age that you are replaceable and don't have loyalty to any corporation. I worked for lots of different, I worked in the mall for different jobs. Most of the companies that most of the companies that I worked for went out of business. One of my favorite jobs was working for the zoo, but it was a small, really intimate place when I worked there. And it's a lot bigger now, so it's completely different. The other thing with jobs is wages. No one's getting paid what they deserve. Don't mistake me thinking that everybody needs to be making $15 an hour. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm also just saying that I don't know what we're going to do, because people can't survive on the pittance. Can't survive working 4 hours a day on like $8 an hour. You can't survive on that with this crazy world that we live in right now where they've broken everything. So I don't know what the answer is, but the answer isn't just to say sucks to be them. There's more to it. We need to figure out the way with prices of housing, cars, food, everything triple, quadrupling. I mean, look what it did since COVID. This is the beginning of COVID, man. The prices just got completely out of hand. So I think GTA got it well all those years ago when they said, it's where the American dream comes to die. The American dream is literally that. It's unobtainable right now. It's a dream that you can't obtain. And then what is the American dream? I know my dream was to get out here, finally to get out here to Appalachia and live in the woods. And I figured out how to do that 20 years ago with luck and skill and just dedication. Lots of sacrifice. But I know that everybody can do that right away. Now, everybody can do everything. I'm going to put a pin in that right now. You can do anything that you set your mind to doing. It's just you might have to sacrifice a lot to do that. And that's sometimes a scarier proposition than it seems to be. But just know, you can achieve anything. Mr. Rogers was right. Love you just the way you are. But I don't know, it's interesting. And the other thing I want to talk about is relationships and connections. So I would say this is where most of my clients are having the issue with. So I think, I met my partner. I ordered her on, online. We joke around about that, but 18 years ago, the internet was different. The dating sites were different. The culture was different. People were different. We focused more on, You used it to actually try to find someone to meet. It wasn't just swiping. I don't know if you guys have actually ever noticed the difference. If you guys have used dating sites back like 20 years ago or viewed them now, they're completely different. They used to have a lot more focus on the quality of the person. Like, you used to have to write a paragraph and all these skills and all this important stuff. And nowadays, it's just mostly like a picture and a few little blurbs and your zodiac sign. And it's all about the feels. And that's just not how relationships work. It's swipe, swipe, swipe instead of like get to know some people. And especially if you're a woman just seem to swipe fast. And I'm not passing judgment on them. It just seems to be a lot of young women have been tricked. A lot of the young women have been tricked into thinking that things are just, that there's this plethora of more and more and more. They've got tricked into this Hollywood dream of happy ever after. And don't get me wrong, men's got tricked into this idea that women are supposed to act a particular way. Both sexes are tricked right now in very, very negative ways. And that's causing a lot of people to be unhappy. It's causing this feeling like there's just not enough in the world, because there's not, because people connection is probably the most important thing you can have. Everybody's chasing this perfection. Everyone's trying to find their knight in shining armor. They're trying to find, their innocent schoolgirl whore. They're trying to find, the perfect balance of both. And the truth is, the perfect balance of both is someone that you work with and you build an awesome life together, or someone that wants to be part of your life. So I tell a lot of the men, especially some of the older men, it's like, just because you haven't achieved anything or you don't have a lot of something yet doesn't mean that you can't find a awesome chickadee that wants to be with you, that wants to help you create something awesome together. I would say the strongest relationships are a power couple that build together and build a life parallel. Especially if you are a man, you have big dreams. If you can find a woman that is just really good at being your support staff, whatever that means, being a support staff, it can mean lots of different things, but you need to find that. And you could possibly find that by taking the first steps online. But what you need to do is you need to start with that. If you are going to do online, you need to take that online to offline as soon as possible. It's one of my biggest things that I tell my clients is, if you're going to do online dating, as soon as you can, you need to get out there and you need to do something fun together. Like go hiking, someplace where you just really get to know each other. Maybe go to a coffee house and chit chat, or go for a walk in the park, or just something where the two of you can share some experiences together. So we've got these apps. They prioritize looks, like we said, not really any depth in them. I don't know how to tell you any different than that, because I know online dating is the way that most people are going to go. One thing I think is interesting is we live in the most connected time probably ever, and people feel more alone. And it's not because of the technology. Don't blame the technology. I'm blaming you and everybody else that uses it. We use it inappropriately. Just like a shovel. Shovel is one of the best tools to dig a hole, but you can use a shovel to nail in a screw. And I did say that right. You can use a shovel to nail in a screw. It's going to be really hard and it's going to suck, because it's not meant to do that. None of that is meant to work together, but you can do it. So we're going to address the public health crisis of social isolation. But I want to say, you can use the current media right now to help you benefit. So I use Discord. Many years ago, just before COVID, I was feeling very sad. I just didn't have a lot of friends. I was very busy running my businesses here. I was running a B&B at the time, like traditional bed and breakfast. So I was here a lot. I felt like I needed a more circle of friends. So that's actually what really got me back into Discord, building my community on there. It's really what got me into the depths of building my permaculture village here, my little hamlet of Southern West Virginia, where we get like-minded people and we just join forces together and do awesome things. We've got a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of that in the next handful of years. I have about a 5-year plan of where I really need to step this up and get this going really well. We'll talk more about that later, but you guys might be able to find those same kind of communities. There are wonderful places. There's like Discord. Join an awesome Discord community. You might be able to get on like your local meetup You might be able to get on your local neighborhoods, communities. Volunteer. Volunteer is a good way to get out there. If you like homesteading, permaculture, this kind of stuff, there's permies.com. Go check out that site. There's whole places on there where you can get together and meet up with people. But there's ways to utilize this tech so you don't have to be lonely. You can watch this. You can comment to people in my section, in videos like this, and get to know people and try to build up conversations like that. See, the thing is we don't have third spaces. So right now our third space is digital. Now, we're going to change that down here. When I build my coffee house laundromat, that'll be a fun third space we're going to build. I can't do a pub, not going to do a church, probably not going to do a church. And so I thought, a good way is to find something else. And people like coffee and people do laundry, and have a place where people can come together and do laundry and have coffee and kind of do things together. So that's kind of the purpose of that. But every community is going to have one. You can find something in your community. And if you can't, it's time for you to make it. It's time for you to step up and make something. Now, the money aspect, that's what gets tricky here, because we live in this world right now where you have to pay first and last month's rent. You have sometimes to pay rent out just to get into a place. You got these background checks and clean credit scores. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I don't like any of this, but it's the current beast. So it's things we're going to have to play around, figure out that kind of stuff. Buying a home. Now, the good news is things are about to change, and it might actually, especially in Appalachia, the dust up that way. Things are about to change, and it might actually become more and more affordable to buy houses. We're going to probably hit a housing crash in certain areas soon. So keep that in mind. You might actually be able to snag up some property for a decent price. But if that doesn't happen, or right now you just need to get out, you understand, man, it's just tough. I get it. It feels like an absolute crazy fantasy. The price of groceries going up. That's why I usually tell folks. That's why you really need to get into the idea of trying to grow some of your own food, even if it's just growing tomatoes on your own porch or have a little garden in your backyard. Just get in the habit of growing something so that you can grow something. Then maybe you can get chickens in the future or something of that sort. It's just, we have to start taking control of our food in just little steps at a time. We currently live at, everything seems like it's a subscription. When's the last time you thought about how much you own? Do you own music, or do you pay for some service that says you own music? I mean, I get annoyed with the Steam games. I don't technically own my Steam games. I want a disc, or at least a digital copy on my computer that I can have, so that if Steam goes down or the internet goes down, I can still have my copy. So I do have a lot of pirate copies of stuff I want, but I just want you to think about that. We pretty much are getting to the point where they're trying to get us to rent our own lives. So keep track of that. See how much of your own life you're renting. I don't even want to mention about getting sick. That's why you need to keep your health, your mind, your body, your spirit as healthy and functional as possible, because medical bills are expensive, and with how they're playing the current system, it might be harder and harder. It might raise our insurance prices. They might cut some of the funding for the poor folks. We just don't know what. We can't rely on the government to do the right thing, because they're just not good at it. They just absolutely suck at doing the right thing. And one of the things right here is where the cows come, where a little creek is. I love the smell right here because it reminds me of working at the zoo. Just such a fun smell. So with all the doom and gloom, our communities are gone. Our connections feel fake. Our purpose feels murky. We're trading joy for dopamine fixes. We scroll endlessly just to feel something. It reminds me, when I was a kid, there was a movie called Prozac Nation. It just reminds me of that. It reminds me of the Nine Inch Nails song, I hurt myself today. To see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. I know it took me way too long to remember that line. But, I mean, even that was in the 90s. So we can see we were still talking about that then, all those years back. It's just got worse and worse. And I know this is seeming like it's going down a doom path. But we're going to white pill here in just a minute. So, if you're feeling all this, it means you're starting to wake up. It means you're seeing that you're tired of all of this. Waking up's tough, I know. Just think about this when you're in deep slumber and how much you don't want to get up some mornings. That's what this is like. This is what a waking up is like here. Is you're waking up and it just feels blah. It just feels like something that you don't want to do. So I want you just to stop for a second. Let's just pause. Don't blame yourself. What we need to do is take a deep breath. It's important to take that deep breath to slow down. I say this to myself regularly. I live a fat, even though I live here in Appalachia, even though I live here in the sticks, I still need to remind myself to slow down from time to time. I still got that city in me. We all need to think about slowing down. Slowing down helps us make better decisions. If they speed us up, they make us stressed. We forget things. We don't realize how important things are. We need to slow down. We also need to stop blaming ourselves. I'm not saying don't take responsibility. Stop blaming yourself. Stop kicking yourself down. Stop saying that you're not good at something. Get good at something. Get a skill. I don't care what the skill is. I don't care if the skill is mending clothes, making spaghetti, farming, gardening. Just have yourself a skill. Get yourself a cool skill. So, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're too sensitive. It's not even because you're broken. It's just because the system is trying to make you get into hustle culture. And I'm saying hustle culture could be good for small periods of time. We just don't want to get caught in it. You don't want to be only doing hustle culture, because only doing hustle culture is just, it's not going to get you anywhere. See, the world that was built, the world that is cool, the world that I remember, it doesn't exist anymore. We broke that years and years ago. It's kind of like using a map that's from a city that's long gone. So it would be like that road we were walking down, okay? Which we'll be walking down again. That road was decommissioned in 1919. That'd be like trying to get on the map, trying to use that to get to where you need to go. The map might tell you can go there, but the road's not suitable to pass anymore. The road's not going to lead you to your destination. You're just going to be going, and it's not going to get you anywhere. That's what's happening now. Is we're doing these 9-to-5 jobs, we're doing these things, we're trying to follow the rules that our parents, our grandparents, that everybody told us that you need to follow, and it doesn't lead to where it used to lead. It doesn't lead anywhere anymore. And we get to that, and we finally get to a destination where we're just like, wow, nothing. There's nothing here. You'll hear from some people that say, you just need to work harder. You just need to be more grateful. You need to stop complaining. Look at the luxury that we live in. And I'll tell you, man, some of the luxury I've given up, like the easy access to food, to like lots of fast food and restaurants, it's worth it because what it does is it makes when I get to go in places and get to have it, it makes it feel more like a luxury. It makes it feel more special when I get to go into a city and I get to try something that I haven't eaten in a while because they made it for me. It feels cool. It feels like a very nice treat. And then I go back to my everyday life and make my own food or eat food with my family. So one thing you're going to keep hearing from people, and as you decide to go more to the fringes, as you try to buck the system, you're going to hear people say, you just need to do this or you just need to do that. And I'm telling you, what they're telling you, you need to think about what they're telling you is it's the equivalent of them saying, you need to fix and drive this car, but we're not going to give you an engine. You just got to figure out how to make an engine yourself. If you don't have the tools to be able to succeed in this world, you're not going to be able to succeed. And right now we're not giving anyone the tools. One of the things we do here at the Mavis Institute is we start teaching people the different types of tools, because it just shocks me the tools that schools aren't giving people anymore. It's why I feel very compelled to go out and do all my outreach programs, and why I go teach at the libraries, and why I do all that kind of stuff, is because blows my mind that people don't have the tools. And so I just need to get them out to as many people as possible. Just get the free tools out there, teach people so they know what the best way to do it. So the good news is you're here, you're watching this. So you need to start realizing that the game, it is rigged. It is absolutely rigged, and it is not in your favor. It is rigged for you to regularly lose. So I want you to start questioning everything. You don't have to listen to everything. You don't have to just disregard everything. Questioning doesn't mean disregarding. Questioning means having an open mind. Is this the best for me? Is this the best idea? There might be a lot of times it is, yeah. Right now it is the best thing to do to pay for internet, because internet's a good way for me to have a job. That might be a way. But you might like, you know what? Maybe I don't go to Starbucks. Because not only does it take me out of my way, it takes time. I have to wait in line. I have to use money. I have to get coffee. Maybe I should just learn how to make my own coffee. Or maybe I can make coffee with my friends, and we can go over to my friend's house that morning and we can make coffee together. See, just little changes like that. So also, you're going to hear a lot of folks say about that the elite have control of the game, and they're playing the game. They absolutely are. But you can make up your own rules of the game. It's not easy, because you have to figure out how not to play by their rules to make up your own rules. And that can be really difficult. But just know that you don't have to play their game. You don't have to play by their rules. It's just hard if you don't, and there's a lot of sacrifices that you make if you don't. But you don't have to do any of those. There's new, different tactics that you can have. You can find different pockets of people that don't play by those same set of rules. And that sounds like weird guru shit, but it's true. So the system is broken. Absolutely broken. You guys are seeing it. So now what do you do? It's like, okay, doc, you just doom-pilled me the whole thing. You spoke to me. You told me how it was. You doom-pilled me. What do we do now? Well, first off, build something. Just build something. Like, I don't care what you build something. I don't care if you start off building something in Roblox or Minecraft or something. Just build something. Build a garden. Go outside. Touch a tree. Touch some grass. Build something online with your mind. Write a paper. Just do something. So we're not talking about building resumes. We're not talking about do a tighter hustle schedule. We're not even talking about having an app that makes you more productive. We're talking about something that is you, something that fits your personal values, something that is important about you that you're going to build. So one of the things I do on a very regular basis is I spend time out in nature. That's why I do most of my shows out here, because I love being outside. It's probably one of my favorite things. Like, I can't think of the last time that I didn't go outside for a day. I know people that they've not went outside for a couple days. I can't think of it. Like, I was probably a little kid, because I can't think of in the last 20 years, because I've lived down here for 20 years. Then if I go back to the last 10 years before that, so the last 30 years, I can't think of a time that I didn't go outside for at least a period of time, for not just to take the trash out, but like a period of time every day. Didn't matter how cold it was outside. Didn't matter how warm it was. I was outside, enjoying part of the day, or at least the evening. Another thing is, turn off your electronics, or reduce the entertainment value of your electronics. So most of my electronics have stuff for me to do quote unquote work on. I do have Roblox and Fortnite on there, and I have both of those on there to play with the kids in my life. So my nephew wants to play things. My friends' kids might want to play games with me. And I think it's very important for adults to interact with children, especially since we don't have the same aunt and uncle foundation we used to. I think it's important for when you know children and you're friends with children and your family and all the adults are okay with everything. I think it's important for children to interact with other adults other than their parents, because they need to see that how other adults function. And it makes them more rounded in the world. We used to do that a lot with aunts and uncles. We used to have that all the time, and that's going away. So, being the fact that you as a strong role model, Because if you are going to play video games and such with kids, you're going to interact with kids online, you have a higher level of role modelness that you now have to do, because you are representing where they want to evolve into the future. So you have a high level of responsibility. I think that's why good adults should actually play with their nieces and nephews online, their friends' kids online, to show what high quality adults are like, because they're definitely going to come across low quality adults. So you need to do high quality adults. So turn off your electronics to the best of your ability. Grow something. We talked about that. You might want to get out there. You might want to start joining a homesteading group. You might want to get into a community garden. You might want to volunteer. Then you need to find community. So I was given some examples, like you can do Discord, you can find some small groups, you can join your local garden clubs. There's community for you. Doing a meetup, just find some type of community, join that community. Start off with the digital if need be, but you need to also get out there and see real people and interact with real people. Then we need to slow down, like we just talked about. And then take some deep breaths. Focus on breathing, focus on slowing down, making sure you get good quality sleep. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the better you get at sleeping, the healthier you feel. The better you feel every day. If you have a good night's sleep, you feel better every day. So the path to escape all of this, it isn't easy, because we can't actually escape society. We can live on the fringes of it, but we can't absolutely escape it, because humans have always functioned in a society, and when we don't, it can be harder for us. But the idea is you're not letting it define you. You are defining you. So you're figuring out the best way to be the best version of yourself that you want to be. So you need to stop comparing yourself to other people. Who cares how successful someone is? Who cares about any of that stuff? In the scheme of things, what makes it is, are you happy with the stuff that you have? So you want to have it be you as happy, healthy, functional as possible. What's your dream? What do you guys think about that? Sometimes we don't think enough about it. As a kid, you had dreams. You knew what you wanted to be when you grew up. Why as an adults do we not talk about what we want to be when we grow up? I mean, I ask that question all the time. What do I want to be when I grow up? You know what I want to be when I grow up? I want to be a teacher. I want to play out in the woods. I want to talk to people. I want to have friends online. I want to be cool. You know what I want to be when I grow up? I want to be a streamer. So that's why I do some of the things I do, because I still have that childlike drive to want to do awesome things. Some people want to be parents. Some people want to be pet parents. Some people want to do lots of stuff. Just figure that out. So you need to build your own meaning, have your own metrics, and write this kind of stuff down, because it might change over time. So at 20, I wanted to do one thing, and in my 40s, getting close to my late 40s now, there's other things I wanted to do in life. And that's okay. And that's great that things change. I think it's awesome. So one day you'll just keep having this, you'll wake up and you'll be like, I get it, Doc. This makes more sense. All of this is kind of cool. I see where this is going. So just want to remind you guys again, you're not broken. You're just waking up, and waking up is hard. And the other thing is, the world needs you. The world needs you right now. The world needs you to be awake. The world needs you to do what awesome thing that is inside you to do. Because there's something awesome inside you. There's something awesome you're going to do. And the world needs you to do that awesome thing. I need you to do that awesome thing. That person over there that's watching needs you to do that awesome thing. So let's wrap this up. Let's bring this home. If anything I shared today hits home with you, anything I said, if you felt seen, understood, or if you felt even just a little bit left alone, a little bit less lonely, just understand that's not a small thing. We need to stop always having to go for the big wins. Sometimes the small wins are amazing. It's just the beginning of the awareness. Maybe even the start of you doing an awesome type of waking up. So Now, this is the kind of work I absolutely deeply, deeply love. This is one of my absolute passions. I love helping folks. I love helping folks get out of systems that are keeping them down and into creating a path for themselves. That's why I'm a life navigator. So if you want to dig deep into these ideas, if you want to feel more grounded, you want to feel more meaningful. So I write about a bunch of this kind of stuff on my blog, which is xdrfirefly.substack.com. Jump over there. But if you really want to do the deep stuff, so I offer one-on-one free sessions, 15 minutes, life navigation. Come join me. We'll figure out that kind of stuff. If after those free sessions, it's cool, we'll talk more about that. If not, hopefully I give you some awesome pieces of things to make your world a little bit better. Because if I share with you and you just get a smidget better, then I know I just made the world better. Some of you might be wondering, well, Doc, why are you giving away for free? And I'm giving away for free because I just want you guys to do awesome. I want the world to be a little bit better. And yeah, that's kind of the plan behind that. So, oh, if you want to book that, it'll be in the description below. It's under the Calendary. It's calendary.com/xfactorfirefly. You can get on there and just book a session, and it'll send me a little reminder to my phone, and we'll be good. So, guys, if you like today's live stream, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing, especially here on Rumble. It really helps out a lot. So it helps keep me inspired to keep doing this kind of stuff. So I want to leave you guys with this again. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're pretty awesome. You really are. So in a world designed to keep you down, the fact that you're trying to move forward and you're thinking about going in the right steps, it's brave of you, man. It's awesome. Congratulations. You're taking the first step. It'll be okay. Anyways, guys, I'm almost down to the house. I want to thank you guys again for hanging out. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Right now, here in the heart of Appalachia, just remember to walk gently, love deeply, and fear absolutely nothing. It's Doc. Till tomorrow. Adios.